money, I think.
Yeah.
It's the packaged ones. Oh, are we live?
Oh, you caught me by surprise.
Oh, man. Does this start at 8:30 every week? Or whenever we do it?
Hey. We're live.
All right.
Yeah, the comments are on fire. I like this TSO Day guy is, that's it.
So I timed the. That's exactly what I was thinking. How'd you know I was thinking about that?
Who thinking about what?
Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Oh,
We replaced Pete this week. He was just part of the intro. Pete was on such a funny comment, and I couldn't hit the live button fast enough to get it started because he said something like, "I just like to fly with him, play with him, and touch it," or something like that. And I thought that would have been a perfect intro to any show ever.
yeah, we were talking vintage toys.
Yeah, and if somebody knows what the heck that was, that could have been a game of what the hell is that? But it's Pete's new game show here.
Well, I was a fan of that show, and actually I didn't know what the name of that was, or even necessarily. I remember another thing that was written by that character. If you're playing a game, I'm not going to say it.
He-Man?
Yeah, well, okay. I guess we're not playing a game. Yeah.
Well, I missed it. What game are we playing?
I thought you're the one that started a game. You said something about
Pete's show is going to be what the hell is that? He's going to be
Pete's show. Right.
He shows a toy, and somebody goes, "What the hell is that?"
I thought we were going to give away a $500 prize to whoever guessed what toy that was.
You can give $500 worth of whatever you make away because I never get it.
I don't have $500.
You have $500 worth of product, but you just never send it. Hey, how are my stickers doing? Hey, everybody's kind of waiting.
Oh, I still left them. Oh no. They might be in this room.
Oh, now we have a new game show.
Anyways,
So in the video game, Jeff, where you have to send stickers out before like the big boss kills you, like how far along on the life bar are we between
we're not even freaking close.
and decal scent over here?
Yeah, not even close.
Yeah.
But we're a little into the game.
Yeah.
Hey, so we're a few minutes in, and I don't know if anybody knows what we do here, but it's called RC Babble. Pete, Derek, Porno Man, Triple X. We just talk about RC stuff sometimes, and about RC we babble. We've been away because I was on vacation. You see my tan?
No,
Well, if I showed you my real butt, it's like a pretty tan.
I've seen your real butt.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's okay.
I work out. I don't work out.
You used to work out. You don't work out.
Yeah, I don't work out anymore. So here we are, and we're back. I traveled, and I'm not dead. That's so contrary to the rest of the world dying. I'm alive. So
Were you? Oh, you're talking COVID, not a Mexico thing.
yeah, either way, I had no butt problems either. So.
Oh yeah, that's a good character.
What the hell is that?
I don't know. Some guy popped in. He left.
Yeah, he was on the Superstar Destroyer, was he not? What's his name again?
That's Bosk.
Bosk, right. I have the Lego Bosk. It cost me a lot of money because he's rare.
Yeah, right enough toys. Sorry. Your butt? You were talking about your butt?
Yeah,
Well, I think we glossed over
my
that.
butt's good. No butt problems. Drink water. We're good.
I'm not really sure what's happening.
We're going straight to RC Butt Show.
Yeah, I think we've been there for a while.
I'd like to say there's a lot of stuff going on. I'm not swearing. I'm going to try to hold off until that's exactly what my ass looks like. Except white. A lot of stuff going on. RC is probably not what happens because I don't know if everything just nobody's releasing stuff, but we do have a couple updates. I want to show everybody because I can't tell if the dude's in here. My TTCO1 buddy.
What is that?
His car.
Oh yeah, I thought that was a 12 scale for a second.
Yeah, no. So
I like that paint job.
Yeah, they changed the colors up a little bit. Can I say I hated this?
Right. Yeah, you did say you hated building it. You have more to
I
add?
didn't hate building it.
You hated it, or you hated
build another one because I swore a lot, and I'm still swearing at this card. The build was okay. I mean, it's just typical to me. Lots of parts, and
that looks pretty badass though.
nothing's secured. Like, you take the hex off and the pins fall out, all that kind of fun stuff that annoys the crap out of me. The body was another level of hatred because I haven't really, that little amount of plastic was like 50,000 feet of Lexan. So I had to cut out something that was this big to make something this big, and it was constant cutting, and I had a Dremel, and even at the end, I still wasn't really happy. It's one of those things is like, if I had to do it again, probably come out way better. But the first one, I was like, I don't really, good thing you can't see this up close.
Well, you can when we take pictures of it.
Photoshop.
Yeah, we do a lot of Photoshop.
I don't Photoshop anything, but
Yeah.
Check out how perfectly trimmed that wheel well is.
the wheel well I did okay on. That was an easy one, and then plus you got a Dremel for that. But I was just reminded.
So wrinkle free. I don't.
Yeah. I don't know how, when putting stickers on this, I cannot explain how someone built this and have it look perfect, because the body is like, the body has like 92 curves and everything, and then they give you a straight sticker to go around 9 curves.
To me, a sticker is, at least for the ones I've encountered, they're never on any kind of a stretchy vinyl, or if it is, it's not enough stretch. You got to heat gun that stuff, which I'm always nervous about doing.
Yeah, they're quite thin and brittle often as well.
Yeah, like my ego.
Like Peter, everyone's on tonight. Jeez.
The other big update, and if you watched, you were one of the 23 people watching the last time we were live.
We're up 3 viewers.
And my latest in the kitchen video, I did have a little Easter egg in there that I put in there to try not to get in trouble of, because we couldn't talk about a certain release, but it was always in the background of my video.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I guess I'd have to see how you did it, but
it was just a box sitting in, like, see the stuff behind me. It was.
You had the actual box there, like you could read the box.
Yeah, I hit it so it wasn't as obvious, but you could see what it was. And then in my kitchen video, it was sitting behind me, and I kind of looked at it when I talked about, there's other stuff around me. But I can show you what it is now because they released it today.
TSO day, man. This dude on fire.
Do you ever sell something reflective on Craigslist to make sure that you're nude in the reflection?
Yeah.
Did I just miss a segue?
Nice.
That's it. That's how I want my hair, Dad.
That's how what? What is going on?
Is that a carbon fiber box, like carbon fiber style, or is that just?
No, it says stuff on it. It says element, but the patterns are. It's the
Lozy on it.
Does it show what?
Oh yeah, apparently your lips don't match your sound on your kitchen video or something.
I know.
iMovie
does something when you do fades. It fucking syncs stuff.
The whole thing's out of dub, or just
not the whole thing. I saw it halfway through and whatever.
Right.
My lips are never in sync in person either.
No, I realize that. That's fine.
It's a Gatekeepers build kit.
Why isn't it built? Didn't you have that like 2 weeks ago?
Well, I'm assuming that's empty. Is that not empty?
All right, Dick, I'm going to explain why it's not built.
Oh my God.
Because I went on vacation.
That'd be one of them. So I did get it painted. And I'll explain why it's not built, because it's supposed to be released today.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. Joe,
I know you didn't paint it, but I've never painted it.
No, I painted the pink one, that's for sure.
Have you guys ever painted a car first and then built it?
No.
Me neither. You ever built a car and never painted it? I've done that.
Yeah. Well, I did it when I was young thinking it was cool, but it wasn't cool.
Yeah. So the reason why this isn't built yet is when they told me they're sending me a kit and it's secret, they sent it to the wrong address.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought about it for a while, and then the day I was going to check in with him, he asked me, "Hey, did you get your kit yet?" And I said, "Well, I was just going to ask you because I didn't know if you were serious about sending it. Where did you send it?" And he sent it to my old address. So that was probably almost a week and a half, 2 weeks after I was supposed to have it.
So it must have been an exciting day at the penitentiary when that kit showed up.
Yeah, that somebody had to do some extra soap dropping to get it. And so then I got it, and then I went on vacation. So
this is the worst story I've ever heard in my life.
Wait, no, that was the worst story right there.
What?
Your
Me
story.
telling us, saying that. Your story? Well, I guess, yeah. Is that a story?
So that was supposed to be built today. I had plans to do it, but I'm only one person here. It's very difficult, as we all know. Is that three of us make a magazine, and we don't live close to each other. So it's not like,
And I don't do very
over
much.
and shoot this video with me. I have to find somebody, and it's got to coordinate with people working and not working. So it's not as easy to get things done in this modern day of stupidity.
Hey, we should cancel this show, and we'll have so much more time to get like that stuff done.
I'm sure I'll get those stickers.
Yeah, I will instantly send you. I will overnight stickers if we cancel the show.
So I do have some photos so we can look at what the difference is. So maybe nobody knows what an element is, but it's
that does look pretty freaking badass. That side profile looks pretty badass.
Team Associated created a new brand called Element. So if nobody knows what that is, and it's kind of their crawler wing so far. I guess that's all they've released. They started off with the trail truck. Then they did one with independent front suspension. And now they have this one. Obviously, they're all kind of based on each other. The major changes to this guy. So instead of the solid axle with the shock on the actual pumpkins, they created trailing arms. And then you got the anti-roll bar, that very complicated looking big ass robot arms. Looks like it's driving a green machine. Anybody get that reference?
A green machine?
Oh yeah, I did get that reference. Just
Successor to the
after
big
that.
wheel?
Yeah, now look at it again. So he's driving the green machine, or your two handles.
Yeah, the big wheel version of the
Yeah,
green
yeah.
machine, like the children's riding toy. Yeah,
Yeah, one of the rich kids had when you had big wheels.
that's right. Yeah,
And this is the major change of the whole truck. They put the trailing arm suspension, moved the shock away, so you get more of the King of the Hammers look. So what that means is the truck's supposed to go faster.
Hmm.
And I'm excited to drive it. Actually, when they released this, and I didn't even look at the box, I would have thought they put the front suspension, the independent front suspension on it.
I don't know.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. But I mean, the Axial Bomber 2.0 also solid axle, and it's not unheard of for these King of the Hammer style trucks to have solid axles front and rear.
Right. The only issue I have is that I know it's going to be the faster you go, the more it flips over.
You mean from like torque steering?
Is it geared to go fast, or is it going to be a?
Well, I would say I was confused because today when I read the release, it just sounded like it was that style crawler. It didn't say go fast anywhere on it. And then when I asked, because I'm going to put a pretty fast motor in it, because it was what initially told me it was going to be a U4 style, which is a race truck where they're going faster on the flatland stuff.
Sometimes, I mean, sometimes you have to rock crawl in between these fast sections, and that's
but you still have to go fast. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it's a time race.
You're not going 50, but at like 25 miles an hour with this thing it's going to be. I'll bring up the Red Cap one. It flipped over every second.
Well, that's the hard thing, because you don't have full-size physics at play. So while you can make a full-size truck the way that this car is made, you do an RC, and either you have to make it so stiff to go fast that you can't, you have no articulation, or you get your articulation, now it's flipping over like crazy, and the mass is so different, I imagine.
Yeah, the full size physics doesn't even work. When we did that interview with Eustace Moore, MIP, on his bypass pistons, which there's another one that never really took off, a variable piston, but he was talking about full size physics and how there's no comparison. Like pack, for example, we have a lot of pack in our shocks in RC. And you can't have any pack, full size vehicle. And I think he analogized it to like think of a full size short course jumping off a double and then landing and experiencing any form of pack. The jolt, it has to instantly absorb. So even the physics don't even work, anyways. I know you just made a passive comment about it, but the full size physics, even if there was a vehicle, wouldn't apply to RC anyways.
So that said, I'm always interested in how these manufacturers thread that needle load. Does it go fast? Do we just say, look, it's meant to go slow, or? And either way is fine. I mean, it's just a matter of preference. And I would love it if they said, look, in the box, it's geared to do X, but we do have gearing to go fast, and we recommend the suspension setup, or sell it the other way, sell it to go fast and have the setup in the box. If only the information, if not all the parts, to have it be more of a slow speed crawler deal. But yeah.
And what would be nice, I haven't seen the manual. What would be nice is if they brought back the thing that they used to do in RC vehicles, where they'd list a bunch of different motors and their recommended pinion gear for it. That would not only give information on what pinion for each motor, but it would give an idea of the range that the designers thought it could handle.
I think a lot of the reason that's gone away is because there's such a huge band of acceptable gearing with brushless motors.
I understand that. Well, no, there's not a huge band of acceptable gearing with caveats, yeah. But
a little angry he gets sometimes.
Well, no, I'm not angry at all. I just
man.
And if you want, then you can write a little blurb about. Listen, there's variables, and even talk about some of the variables. But lowball opinion. If it works with a 25, say 24, and put a parentheses. Or I'll tell you what, it's way better than nothing. Where people are where you have to explain to customers, like, listen, dude, here's how you figure out gears. You got to start small and check temperature and see how the character. That's stupid. The manufacturer should have a rough idea to kick it. I mean, Associated still does, I believe, in their manual. Say if you're running
the same sentence.
What
you did? You just contradicted yourself in the same sentence.
Yeah, that's very possible. Why? What did I say?
Because you said there's no way to tell what pinion gear. There's only one, and then you said there's a narrow window, and then I don't know.
No, what I'm saying is it may be hard for a manufacturer to estimate. Pete said there's a wide range of pinions, which is not that wide of a range. But even if I
in a brush motor, you have three pinion gear choices, right? It's not like 19 to 30 works on any motor.
None of it matters. I just want some sort of an indication. And like when Associated says if you're using an 8.5 and a B6.1 that you should start with a 24, I'm not going to flip out if my motor comes off at 190. It's still better than just guessing. So I do like some indication, some, and as an afterthought, it would also, as you're showing different motors and pinion gears, it would also indicate what the manufacturer had in mind for speed. So we're not all going to wonder what, if it doesn't give you a 4.5 turn pinion gear, then they probably aren't expecting you to put a 4.5 in. So it would be a double bonus, and I want the pinion gears back in manuals. That's my try.
The manuals in my kitchen I would look, but I actually think there is no recommendation.
Most don't. My understanding is most they don't even. And if you want to put a range, like Pete said, put a range. But like, dude, I mean, all three of us have a strong understanding of pinion gears and turns and amperage and heat and all this, and we can figure out a pinion gear quite rapidly in a short testing period. But some new dude who comes in and buys that kit and whatever 45 turn or 25 turn or 19 turn motor has no freaking idea. And then you're explaining to them how the process of choosing a pinion gear.
They probably go the other way.
It usually ends up just being like, Google it and see what all these other guys are using and start there. Well, then don't freaking Google it. Let the manufacturer tell you what their engineering calculation.
They probably go the other way and they give you a pinion and they say this pinion is for a motor that's between 3,000 and 4,000 kV or
whatever.
And
give us a running start. Give us just a little bit more information than nothing is what I would say.
Hey, you guys want to see the green machine?
Yes.
He's got one.
I would not be surprised if he pulled out no, that's just the handle. Oh yeah. Okay. Right. Yeah. I forgot exactly what it looked like, but that's badass. Yeah.
Green machine, a racer for guys who like a ride that's really fast.
Yeah.
That's badass. Look how tech we are holding up phones to cameras. Just genius.
What a ride!
Yeah, so now look at this. Here's the green machine.
Yeah, but that's not a new sway bar design.
I just made a reference for a toy.
No, I know, but you're acting like it's mesmerizing. Like you've never seen this before other than a green machine. I think they all do that.
Have you ever used a reference? It's like a robot holding a green machine and as a cliche?
No,
I'm not going to take my reference away from it.
I'm not taking the green machine reference. I'm just surprised that you're so surprised that that's how the sway bar is. I very much enjoyed the green machine reference. I'm very happy you brought it up, and I'm happy that Pete sourced the video.
I also have Jeff trying to meet women in 1978. If you want to see that,
I want to see that. I was 2. What is going on right now?
I gotta get to play.
Hey, good looking. We'll be back to pick you up later.
Well, that often works.
Yeah,
that's from Mr. Microphone by Ronco.
And I get a dollhouse. You get a dollhouse inside your.
Yeah, I think that's amazing. I love that they're doing that. I think that's.
I got that with the Element 124 scale truck.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Two different, like only one super specific angle for it to work, but it's just a throwaway gag. To me.
It's fun. Whatever. We're playing with dolls now. We're playing with dolls.
No, I think it's awesome. I wasn't like they really blew it on the box. Like they should have made the box 5 times bigger. Like of course not. But when it works, because I think the original Element Enduro 10 scale truck, like that garage really photographs well as a complete environment, which I think is really neat.
Yeah, they use it all the time.
Why wouldn't manufacturers do that with their boxes? Brilliant. I love it.
If you're printing both sides, I mean, why not? And very often you have to, depending on how the box is laid out on the press. So
yeah. Hey, the good news is that I did try to have Brad, the marketing guy from Element, on today to celebrate the launch, but he'll be on next week, so we get to talk about all this next week.
Oh, good.
It won't be about just the truck. It's about
Glad we're talking about this twice.
wash your beard twice for it.
Yeah, right. That's
Make sure you cue up the Geico commercial with the girl who names her car Brad. That'll be funny.
I don't. The weird thing is that if I do the video on here, it doesn't have sound, right? When I play the videos here,
You've played videos with sound, I thought.
I don't think.
no. I think it's what you said. It was playing, and the ambient sound in the air was being picked up by his microphone. Kind of more of how we were hearing it. I
We're
think.
really advanced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Well,
said
we just held up a freaking iPhone 4.
Yeah, and I love how Jeff is amazed by box printing, but not my Green Machine reference.
I love the Green Machine reference. I'm just surprised
You're
that
like,
you were so surprised at the design.
At the design, I said it looks like a
You
green.
indicated that you were surprised at the design.
It's kind of big for a sway bar.
This is being recorded. See, you're already pulling back. All right, listen. We don't need. I love the Green Machine.
I'm gonna go watch this in the past right now.
Here's a question for you.
Go. Everyone, hold on for a second while Derek checks the tape.
It's gonna echo forever. So back to the motor recommendation, I would agree, because when I asked what motor, after I read the description, I was like, man, maybe I'm putting a motor that's too fast. I'm going to put a short course 4x4 HD motor in it.
That sounds like it'll be too fast.
Yes. And he said, good choice. But
okay.
I watched some of the videos today and I'm like,
Did he say it like jokingly?
I don't know. We'll find out.
Sarcastically or?
Yeah.
I mean, if I was talking to myself, I would say it was sarcastic. Yeah.
But everything you say is sarcastic.
Really?
Back to sway bars real quick.
That was definitely sarcastic.
Back to sway bars real quick. If someone says sway bar or roll bar, are you cool with that? Or are you like, excuse me, it's an anti-roll. My picture's out there.
Yeah.
It's an anti-roll bar.
No, I'm fine with any name. I also get frustrated at the drive-thru when they say we don't have Coke, it's Pepsi. Is that okay? So I'm fine with roll bar. Or
I hate Pepsi, so I'm glad they would say that.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. Then you annoy me now more, but that's fine.
Yeah. If they were like, we don't have Coke, how about orange juice? I'd be like, yeah, thanks for telling me.
So let me get this straight, Derek. You cancel the order. Like, no, I'll have no brown pop.
I don't like Pepsi.
I'll have the 7-Up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. I mean, listen, to each his own, but that's ridiculous.
So that's like saying you ordered a steak, but they gave you, old ground meat, and you were okay with it.
No, I don't know that that's the best analogy, but maybe a different type of high end. If I order a fillet and they're out and they give me strip, I don't know, whatever, T-bone, I don't know.
If I ask for Coke and they give me Pepsi, I give them double fingers and I do a donut in the parking lot.
I think you do that every time you leave drive-thru, anyways.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, fucking Pete again.
Yeah. He'll be in the Karen video section.
All right, are we going to talk about more press releases? Because this is awesome.
One last thing on the drive-thru. I hate when they give you your bills and then your receipt, and then they put the coins on top after making this slipping card for the money. Like, give me the coins first, then the paper. Thank you.
It's funny that this is a pre-COVID complaint.
Yeah, there's no cash happening now.
Yeah, it's not.
Now the complaint is, could you not drop my card?
Uncertain death is the new concern, other than the coin slipping off your receipt. But yeah,
they still take cash, and you got to remember they do hand you the food. So what the hell?
No, I know. I think anyways, I think when we're touching people these days, we're worried. I agree with Pete that the coins on the receipt is annoying, but as we touch people in this day, I think we think less of that and more about other things. But yeah, of course.
When you used to take your money, were you did a transfer like this, like thank you for your change?
Yeah, and I'd lick my hand and high five them. I would always do that. Yeah. And rub my eyes. Oh, yeah. Of course. You didn't do that?
Yeah.
Pete gives the finger and does donuts. I lick my hand and do high fives. Everyone has a ritual.
I like to pay with quarters that I have in my mouth. Yeah.
This is just shit we didn't used to think about a year ago.
Do you guys
maybe
like the car? I wipe off my car when they hand it back to me, and I wipe down groceries when I buy them.
Are you that crazy? Not that it's crazy, but you go all the.
Yeah, I've got a wife and child. I mean, I don't want them to get sick.
Yeah. No, right. No, I agree.
Anything. It's not like
no. I'm just curious.
And wipes every time. Who cares? Everyone
has their level, and that's totally fine with me. Of course, yeah. No, I'm not making fun of you. It's good. I don't go that far. I'm pretty aggressive with washing and masks and all that stuff, but I don't wash my bags and food and all that yet.
I have a team give me a Silkwood shower in the Kroger parking lot every time.
Yeah.
Every
Again, I think that isn't a COVID thing. I think you just did that anyways. But right.
Yeah.
Hey, let's go back to things that used to be in kits or instructions that aren't. Is there anything else that used to be? I'll make a. This is our first Traxxas reference.
Yeah, Pete.
Wait. Oh, I'll do it after. Pete made a video and I didn't play it yet. Traxxas doesn't have instruction manuals anymore.
We talked about this
have
on
an
the
own-
RTRs. Yeah.
Yeah, they have quick start manuals, and then they have a full manual online.
Yeah. We talked about this extensively one show. We can talk about it again. It's fine. I mean, I'm with you, Derek. I think they should. But Pete brought up a good point last time that it is quite a cost, and they have exploded views. And
Yeah, but even online, it's not a step by step.
no, I know. Yeah,
I
it's not.
built their kit slash. Did that have like real instructions? Like
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
Well, the kit would have to. Yes.
Yeah, the
The
kid's
kit would never expect you to build from
Traxxas, I don't
exploded.
think has ever done step-by-step assembly instructions in a ready to run. They've always had the manual. It's about here's everything you need to do to run and maintain the car. And they've had stuff like here's how to take things apart to maintain them. And other brands too. This is just a Traxxas conversation. But no, because they weren't kits, they're offered as ready to runs. They had ready to run manuals. And like we discussed last time, because when you're doing it in 4 languages, now it's getting very expensive and
But is it though?
look at the
Because-
manual anyway, so
You could shoot an old Associated style manual, not like a graphic one that they do today. Although that would be even easier if you had your CAD, which you obviously do. But you could do a graphic style one where you just build the kit, like the old RC10, where you just build a kit. and do full.
sure. You can.
You could write it. You know, any one of us could do that in a weekend, image and write it, and then you don't even have to have it translated. Yeah, I know. I'll go get it in. Go.
anyone else?
Any one of us can get it done in a weekend. I knew where you were going. Anyways, and then the translation part is free if you trust Google Translate. So I mean, these are less of an issue now, and the cost to hire, even if you had to hire me for 2 weekends,
The cost is
Not
in printing it. The cost will be in printing this comprehensive manual.
no, because you don't even have to print it. You could just do a PDF. It would only be the cost of getting it laid out and again, even if you let's just say it takes all week and it costs $2,000. Who cares? Like it's nothing. So we're not talking real money here. I would say you could do it and distribute it as a PDF if they wanted to.
Yeah,
And
I'm okay with the online. Like you go online and you print your own. I mean, we make a magazine.
Yeah.
Kind of like that, But
hey, that might be an actual good article for certain key cars every once in a while. As you do a 10-page. Here's an actual manual on this very popular RTR. It would just be and you could give tips as well, but just one by one break down a really popular vehicle.
You gonna do that?
Yeah, I'll handle that. Yeah. Wait by your email.
All right. He's still working on the first RC car one. When was that?
Back when I was at another title, when the T-Max was red hot, I said, let's do a Chilton's manual for the T-Max. Like that kind of because Traxxas had
Would have sold a bundle.
Run you're ready to run, and you can do a complete thing about like a Chilton manual.
Yeah.
And the idea that was heard was like, let's just put a bunch of Traxxas articles into a magazine.
No, but that would be brilliant. It would work on only a few key vehicles, but that would work. I mean, you could sell T-Max body pins in the early 2000s. Traxxas T-Max tire air. Anyone with a T-Max would buy anything that said T-Max on it. That would actually have been
aluminum car air.
Just as hardcore.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yeah. Excuse me.
Is he picking up a hard car part?
They had T-Max.
Emptying my
body
nose
pins
into
in a
the
way.
camera.
They had their own body mount system. Remember that thing? You'd have to slide it and move it, and it would.
Oh yeah, the giant pin or whatever.
Yeah.
Hardcore did that?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember that.
They had. I think they replaced every part at one point, except for the
They
gear.
did a great job.
If you
Why am I
want,
having a brain fade? It was Damon and
Aaron.
Barian?
Aaron.
Aaron.
Yeah. Then they shifted to gun stuff, and I don't know what they make now.
Yeah, I wonder if they're even still in business. I mean, they probably have a different name.
I'm sure he's machining something. I mean, that.
Yeah. Well, they have. I mean, I don't know. I'm not an expert at this by any means. I don't know next to nothing, but I know making titanium, like machining titanium, is
crazy.
freaking hard.
Remember
They have-
Hamad Guman?
Remember what?
Hamad Guman, HG.
Yeah, they still make stuff, right?
Oh, they made the clear shocks for the RC10 and whatnot, I think.
And all kinds of machined aluminum things, I recall.
Well, it's the same company. It's just rebranded, right?
Why did George say
what two obscure RC companies that popped up in the late 90s, early 2000s, and then disappeared because they came in at the peak of the RC bubble of that era, like the Hamad Gumans, the General Silicones, the
Wait, let's address.
I said the full size. I said the full size physics don't work.
Right.
Yeah, that was what my entire diatribe was with the Eustace Moore interview. Anyway, that's fine.
Well, he's trying to compare 10th scale, which doesn't make any sense. Speed and time are not compressed, so it's not even a comparison.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't even know what he was mad at.
There's no such thing as scale speed.
Yeah, not a thing.
Well, it sells a lot of turbo hoppers.
Yes, that was the time. What was the scale speed of that? 180?
245 kilometers an hour. I'm like, really? This is amazing. And then divided by 16 or whatever it was, and it was like, oh.
Yeah. And just to clarify, when I said the physics don't work, what I meant was if you take a car and you scale it down from full size to 1/10 scale, it doesn't come out to be 1/10 the weight. And even if it did,
almost none of the physics work. You can talk about dynamics and ideas, but there's no direct math right.
Yeah, if you scaled up that element vehicle, for example, to full size, but it was the same RC model, you'd probably have this car that it looks just like the full size one, but now instead of weighing 2 tons, it weighs 1,000 pounds, and now everything's crazy.
Horsepower and will flip over on a dime, just like
no, of course, yeah.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah,
we know that physics doesn't scale. We know physics is physics. That's not what we're talking about.
Yeah, and physics is also quite complex and has a lot of different conversations within it. So, but the examples we gave where the physics don't match are sound, I would argue.
I don't even know the examples, but
and the physics don't work. It's just
the Eustace Moore pack one was a really good
example. Things up and down, they don't work the same as they do when they're full size. That's all.
Take it easy, physics teacher. I remember my physics teacher used to tell me a curveball was an illusion.
Well, Daniel, Daniel thinks we were yelling at him now. We weren't yelling at you, Daniel. We love you, man.
The main thing in physics is don't cross the streams. That's what you just don't cross the stream.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
It's not random. That's very useful information in a number of ways.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it makes sense because he had a Ghostbusters. That's why he has I got it.
He sets up genres of toys before each episode.
But you also want to keep in mind CB750. Don't forget that.
Oh, we jumped the shark. We just jumped it.
We jumped
the shark. Obscure brands that come and go.
There was another one I thought of that I forgot now. But I thought of it when Pete asked the question. I don't remember.
How about every brand that came out with a 2-wheel drive competition buggy that was a ripoff of the TLR22 once the TLR22 came out?
Well, like who?
There's all kinds of off brands like Pro Spec or 3 different brands with the word Pro in the title.
Really? I don't really remember.
Didn't ABC have one? Well, you can go with all the off brands that ripped off either Associated or Losi. I mean, those are. I mean, you can even. Everybody's gonna get mad, but Kyosho did. I mean.
No, I would not say Kyosho ever ripped off anyone other than everyone rips off components, but I would never.
Their car was like a Associated knockoff. What are you talking about?
Yeah, everyone's done that, and I'm not sticking up for them. We had a whole discussion about Traxxas entering the worlds, but Kyosho is a hugely innovative company. They're not like they didn't come and go. But yeah, they did release something that I think was an exact copy of the B2 or B3 or something. Yeah, right. Okay, that's fine. But Kyosho in general would never be ever be referenced as a copycat company.
I would that one I'm calling a copycat.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I'll give you that.
They ripped off their A-scale car and they ripped off a 2-wheel drive. It's fine.
Yeah, well, the A-scale car is a lot bigger deal to rip it off. They've found a lot more success with their A-scale than 2-wheel program. Obviously, Kyosho was world champion for like 12 years at one point.
Did you know, and I don't know if the story is true, I haven't confirmed it with Kyosho, but I heard that the MP7 was named MP7 because they thought they would get a 7th world championship, and they counted that chicken before it hatched because they did not win a 7th.
Yeah, but flukily it also came after version 6.
What's that?
Flukily it also came.
One of the MPs skipped a digit because they thought, it was a 9 because there was no MP8, right?
That's right, but there was a 7.5. So that might have been more the reason that they went right to 9. Maybe you're right. I'm not saying
there's no 8 between the 7 and the 9, though, right?
there was 7, 7.5, and then 9, I believe. There was definitely a 7.5.
Yeah. Did the 9 win the 9th IFMAR Worlds for that class?
Well, I don't know. That would be 18. I don't know. I'm not sure. I can't speak to that. I mean, the story might be true.
But I remember hearing it. They're like, oh,
It would only make sense if it skipped a number because the 7, if it was from 7 to 6, they had a 6.
Kyosho thought they would win their 9th IFMAR Worlds with it, and then they didn't win.
Yeah, and they're probably on about 9. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know. I mean, it's all out there
And
somewhere.
there's also no RC10 B2. I mean that no.
No, it was a B.
What's the B series of thing? There was the B4, B3.
It was
And
B2.
B2.
Which one did they skip?
Well, they didn't skip in because the B1 would have just been the RC10. Buggy 1.
But didn't Associated skip a number on one of their cars? Was it one of the T-Trucks?
Not on the two-wheel buggy that I'm aware of.
Their B3 was only out for like that was just wasn't it the shortest release one?
No, I'm thinking of Traxxas. There was no TRX2.
How could Mr. Traxxas himself get that one wrong?
I drink a lot of diet soda,
don't
and
talk about
aspartame is just killing my brain. It's what it is.
I forgot my favorite company on the planet's the one that did it. Silly me.
My favorite company on the planet.
What version did they skip?
Mattel.
And what did they win? What was the what the
No, what did they skip? What number did they skip?
They had TRX1, no TRX2, then they had the TRX3, and then the TCP, Total Competition Package, and then TRX4, of course, is a trail truck.
Why don't I remember the TRX3?
TRX3 was the first buggy that had the kind of really tall greenhouse styling that they later kind of squared off even more for the Bandit. But in the mid 90s, for a brief moment, buggies had these really tall cockpits. At least a few did. You can Google it; you'll find it. But
Yeah, no, I just
the PCP was the TRX3, but with long and short arms in the same box, plus some other things you could switch out depending on what kind of track you're on.
right. Huh, interesting. Cool.
Yeah, it was I see the higher greenhouse ones because the Masami buggy had a higher greenhouse, didn't it?
Well, the Japanese body, not the YZ10 version. The Japanese had the rounded cockpit with the scoop on the roof. It's still one of my favorite bodies. It looks badass.
Didn't you pay someone in another country to pay you?
Thanks, asshole. I told Joe I was afraid that Joe would be mad at me, and he always watches.
Joe. He paid someone.
Joe, I paid someone to paint a Masami body for me. I apologize.
Georgia, Russia to paint the body instead of you.
No, a guy in Spain. I mean, he seems legit. He does amazing work.
Yet or no?
No, I gave him the money.
Painter.
Yeah, I was going to email him. He said he was going to mail it like on the 20th of September, but I'm not concerned.
Did you trade for anything? Like, did you say I'll send you something, and he was like, "Well, I'll wait for you to send me."
No, I sent him a message.
Why don't you make it up to Joe by having him paint you some Masami pants?
Yeah, Joe's going to do lots of work for me. He knows that. I'm sort of getting the itch to work on my 89 Masami Worlds car again. And one of the things that's missing is the body. And I saw a beautiful body and I went, take all my money.
Yeah.
And here we are.
According to our article, you only clean the hubs.
No, that's the 410. That's the MIP 410 RC10 conversion. I have a lot of rare vintage stuff, just none of it's finished.
So
I have a few of the holy grails. I even have a Nix 91, which have become quite difficult to get. The Masami 91 two-wheel car re-release or replica.
is Masami like a Tamaya kind of thing?
Yeah, I think I say it wrong. I mean, it's
like he says
Masami,
Nissan.
is it not?
Nissan.
Yeah, Masami, I guess, is the pronunciation.
Yeah. Maybe you're thinking of Masami Davis Jr.,
Yeah, right.
famous jazz vocalist, RC car racer, dancer.
That's the Canadian accent, the AN.
Yeah, that's right.
Edge.
He's my hero. I guess I should learn how to say his name.
Yeah.
My RC hero, sorry.
You know what'd be cool is if there was a band called Masami Hagar where they're into RC and metal. That'd be cool.
All right, if you can do 3 more, I'll be impressed. Go.
Let's go back to the.
I can't think of any more famous Sammys, otherwise I keep going.
Yeah, that was sort of the idea, right?
Yeah, I don't got it.
All right, we're going back to press releases. This is awesome. Yeah.
For this, I was talking about we were on the brands that come and go with the.
Oh, right. Yeah. Well, here, I'll grab a 1999 RC car action. I'll give you a whole list.
We go. Where is it?
Well, I don't have it right here.
Oh,
I do have them, but
you can be a GI Joe from 1994 right now. Yes.
yeah. Okay, go get it now.
Yeah. All right. I was warming up. Here,
Well,
let me play Pete's video because we were talking about this earlier.
Well, for context, we haven't talked about the Lozi Super Baja Ray 2.0
yeah,
yet.
great. Let's talk about that.
Because I was looking at that and I was like, can anyone hear me?
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Yeah, so there's the Traxxas Unlimited Desert Racer, and there's the Baja Ray 2.0.
Oh, you did work today on this. That's why.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And then there's the can of Coke. Because I was looking at the Super Baja Ray, and I was forgetting that the Super Baja Ray is 1/6 scale. Right?
Yeah.
And the Traxxas truck is pro scale, which I think is more like 1/7 or 8.5, if you will. And then the Gatekeeper was released, so I threw the Gatekeeper in there. Not that it's a comparable product, but just for size comparison.
So you got like a 12-pack, an 18-pack, and a 30-pack.
Mm.
Yeah. And the Lozi truck is, I think it's $200 more than the Unlimited Desert Racer because it's that much larger. So fun. I made a video graphic thing.
No, I love the graphic. That's the only thing I care about this conversation. Because if we're going to talk about press releases all the time, then I got to freaking barf.
Well, we're not going to talk about press releases. Like, I can't believe a new car came out and I love everything about it. But I mean, it's interesting to see what is coming out. I mean, that's what I think RC people want to see. I do think that Lozi truck looks really good. I mean, the detailing on it's cool and it's got a nice stance. I mean,
when I did the review of the original one, where they still kind of liked me, I went and drove the the engineer.
Lozi doesn't like you?
It's part of Horizon, part of Great Plains. It's like
I knew Lozi doesn't like you.
It's like I might as well throw Kyosho in there, and we'll have.
But the people that run Lozi like you. Just Horizon doesn't like you.
Oh, all right.
We get along really well with Todd.
Okay.
That's it. That's the end of my speech. Hi, Todd.
I'm going back. I was just making a joke. It was cool. I think when things get too big, electric doesn't make sense to me. You got giant, scary batteries that I'm actually still scared of batteries that size. And you only get like 15 minutes of runtime.
Oh, you know what I wanted to mention, which I talked about the other day with just a couple of buddies at the hobby shop. I can't believe we haven't heard more stories of people getting freaking maimed in this hobby. Like with basically what you're talking about, like these 8S and steel gear. Like no one's like a nitro engine at least stalls out when your bone goes through the gear. But you get your finger in between a pinion and spur on one of those 6 scale or 8S things, you would just rip your finger off, or your hair got stuck in it while you're grabbing the throttle, or you hit your ankle. Like we don't hear a lot of like really, really, really bad accidents, and there has to be more.
Not that this prevents anyone getting hurt, but does anyone do skill levels besides Traxxas?
You just wanted to get Traxxas in there.
No, I mean they make an attempt to say this product is for someone who's going to
all that aside. Listen,
Jeff's box will have short hair only.
So listen. So I'll tell a story.
Tamiya has the instructions that say don't stick your finger.
I'll tell you 2 stories, and maybe it's because I'm getting old and forgetting how to live. But we've all been doing this a while, and a guy brought in a car like a couple years ago, like just a 10-scale buggy, and he was having a problem. And I had my hair down, and I wasn't thinking, and I put my ear right against the motor, and I slowly rolled the throttle, and then my head slowly got pulled to the car. I thought, fuck, and I pulled my hair out. But if I had done the same thing and gassed it, my face would have been in a spur gear, and I know what I'm doing. And then another time we were arguing, me and a buddy of mine were arguing about whether 2 connectors were compatible, and I'm like, they're not. And I whip out a pair of metal calipers and measure the gap between the fucking positive and negative on the 4S LiPo, and then it melted the caliper. But these are just stupid, silly mistakes that could have ended worse. But like, I can't believe that no one's ripped their freaking thumb off in between a pinion and a spur. Have you seen some of these huge things? Anyways.
Oh, I can't even look at that.
This is Jeff.
I can't watch that.
Did his tooth just
easy. Oh God.
Anyway, I'm not talking intentional stupidery, but I'm maybe it does happen. You just don't hear about it. But all right, shut that shit off. Why is this happening?
This is Jeff.
I can't.
Oh, dude. Okay, you got to turn this off. I can't watch this shit. Anyway, yeah, I'm surprised. I even just simple things like you're driving your car.
Yeah.
Did I go?
Well, again, I can recall, setting up for a show that people would be at, talking about demonstrating helicopters, and I was like, keep those friggin' things away from people. They got to be behind a net. They got to be way out there in the
RCX, because you guys were extreme at some of the events you did at RCX.
Like one thing goes wrong, someone's really getting hurt. Like I was very scared. Like I was like not mad, but like listen, because I didn't want someone getting hurt. Who does? And not just because we'll get sued, because someone's gonna get hurt.
Oh, yeah, you don't want the 8-year-old girl to get her face ripped off from an 8-scale buggy doing a double backflip. Yeah, no, I think
still laughing that Jeff was there going, I'm surprised more people aren't sticking their fingers and hair in gears and hurting themselves.
No, I listen. Everyone's hurt themselves in one way or another in this hobby, minorly, with their soldering iron or something they're scraping into a gear. But now with the power we're talking about, and again, I made the joke, but a nitro engine will stall on the bone. Some of these 8S electric ones probably won't. Like the torque and the power, I'm just surprised. I know that people.
There's a few things to play. Runaways, I think, are all but extinct now because
that's true.
So that
right,
helps.
Yeah.
Also, an RC car, with an RC car, and this is the beauty of RC cars versus anything that flies. You can just stop, no matter what's happening. You can just like drop the radio, and the thing will stop. Once you have an airplane or a helicopter in the air, you have to keep piloting it. You can't just like park it.
Sure. Right.
That's with RC cars. That and between the body covering everything, and then once you take the body off, there's still everything's nowadays typically covered. It's not like even an 8-scale buggy where it's not covered. The gear is kind of buried in the center diff housing, and it's hard to get to. So I think that helps a lot. But to your point, yeah. And just in terms of someone driving into someone else, I mean, I shudder to think about
like an ankle. Just
the 8S car into someone. You're going to break their.
Yeah, it'll blow your ankle apart. Yeah, like anyway, someone made a comment like no one's stupid enough to put their finger in the gear. Yeah, no, I get it. I get it, obviously. But the repercussions of the 1 in a million would be pretty mean these days.
Yeah. We didn't have that. A guy does a triple Lindy when it hits him in the ankle. Some guy doing a speed run.
Yeah, and that was even before all the crazy.
Yeah, that was on Tosh 4.0, I think.
Yeah, which he doesn't always pay for licensing, by the way. He used one of my clips without paying me. So screw you, Tosh.
Tosh.
Yeah, give me my $500, asshole.
I think it's funny that Jeff, you're so worried.
Knock on wood, people won't get hurt. But I do try to track this with making an attempt to warn people that these things.
Yeah. No, I've given them props for the ID connector, as silly as I think it is that they removed it from the market. I understand why, and that's a safety thing, and I agree. What were you yapping about, Derek?
I just said I like how you're worried about people's safety, and then I mentioned corner marshals in reverse, and you're like, no, because if I'm in the lead,
I am worried about people's safety in the same way that Pete is. I don't want anyone to get hurt, but I didn't say it like I'm really genuinely concerned about this hobby and the gears and people sticking their fingers in. I was more expressing my surprise that more people haven't done a maiming type.
Canada now comes to your hobby shop and like rips their hair out.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Anyways, again. Yeah.
Can you make sure you have that on video too, please?
Yeah. Well, we have quite the security camera system. We have quite a few funny videos.
Let's share it.
Who among us has dropped hot solder onto their thighs while working in their boxer shorts, or dropped an X-Acto and have it impale the top of their bare foot?
Yeah, that I've done. Not the hot solder one.
I haven't gotten the foot. Were you on your foot?
Well, I haven't been impaled, but I've dropped knives and sliced myself as it's falling. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta let things drop. That's what I learned.
Well, no, I didn't try and catch it, but like, as Pete said, your feet are usually there. And I do work in my boxers often.
I remember once I stuck 2 wrenches into the outputs of a ball diff for I think it was an RS4 Sport 2 or something. And I'm like, now I'm going to grab the pulley and try to turn it to make sure it's tight enough, not realizing the edges of the pulley flanges that keep the belt, centered on the pulley were like X-Acto blade sharp.
Those were off the tree,
Nice.
Like instant throb, like the whole Saturday Night Live Julia Child skit is like happening, and you got to CA your fingers closed and all that.
Which is, I don't know if enough people know this, but man, I love CAing my cuts.
Well, so
I do it exclusively now.
CA was developed for that, right?
Yeah, I heard that. I don't know if that's an old wives' tale, if it's true, but
stop saying it, Derek. It's not true.
Yeah, but it does bond flesh, and there's like, if I'm, when I was finishing my basement, or I would slice myself open, and yeah, you could get a Band-Aid, but then it's still leaking, and when you wash your hands or touch sawdust, it's the CA, man, it locks it up right away, and you get right back to it, and it's amazing. Even when you get like a hangnail, and it hurts like a mofo when it stretches apart, you glue your nail to your finger and all that pain. Like CA and wounds it's amazing.
Yeah. And if you've got one nostril that won't stay shut, you can just clamp that bad boy down with some CA.
Yeah, I never thought of that. But yeah.
I told you how the time I glued my fingers together and thought I was grabbing debonder, but I grabbed more CA.
You might have, but that's awesome.
That was cool.
Yeah.
I was doing white power for a week.
Stuff comes off with if anybody needs a tip, you just put moisturizer on your hands and it gets it all off.
Well, acetone.
Oil removes the bond.
Acetone. You put your fingers in acetone.
Well, yeah, but that's just not good for you. So I mean, if you want to do,
I've never looked it up, but acetone is what nail polish remover is basically.
Yeah, that's not good for you.
Well, I would imagine it's fine
but it gives my drink a real kick.
Yeah, I'm not a chemist, but I would imagine acetone is one of the more benign ones if they're selling it as a consumer product for ladies that do their nails to soak them in for however often and for whatever length of time. But again, everyone look up if you're going to die from acetone soaks before you do it and sue me.
I was going to tell you right now, I'm looking up the danger flammable.
Oh, good. Now we get people waiting for us to Google things. I like that Pete put a very finite time limit on this.
For me, not for you.
No, it's for me too. I'm doing what Pete's doing. So
you're counting down.
Yeah. So whatever. What are we doing, Pete? Well, I'm doing it with him. And it's. Do you have like a New Year's countdown available at any moment?
It just popped up on the available features in the software or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Today I was like, I don't remember doing a 30 countdown.
Yeah, that seems like a long countdown.
I think it's the start. But,
with the internet.
I like our start better. We pretend that we don't know we're on start. It's real.
My buddy Dave is saying that I glued my eye. He's the one that glued his eye. And if I remember the story correct, my buddy got a spot of glue in his eye. Now, this is years ago. I don't know if they do it this way. I think I heard now they do with eye drops. But he had got glue in his eye, and he went to the doctor, and they froze his eye, and he watched the freaking doctor scrape the glue off his eye with a scalpel. I'm pretty sure is what the story was.
They're high or something like that. Why they just gave you a frozen eyeball?
Well, they froze it. I think maybe he can speak to it. I'm pretty sure that was the story.
I don't a shot.
If it's not, I've told that story incorrectly a number of times,
including sure that's made up.
Well, I don't. I'll ask my buddy Dave.
They froze him solid, and then
they froze him. They put him in a freezer, head to toe, and then they scraped his eye. No, I'm pretty sure that's a true story.
Last time I checked, CA won't stick to mucus in eyeball. By the way, it just creates a little speck in there.
Yeah, prove it.
Yeah, do it right now.
I almost glued my eye shut when I was in your stupid country, and I had insurance, but that still is not something I wanted to do. It was one of the ones where, like, I cut a new tip off, and it hit my towel because I was working a towel, and it bounced back, it hit my eye, and I pulled my eye, and I felt the snap. You know when CA is like just bonding? Yeah. I felt the snap as it pulled apart.
I like how you
held my eye up.
Country.
What's that? What?
I like how you called it our stupid country, but you're gluing your eyes shut.
Yeah, but I just mean the healthcare when you're not local is probably not the best option. I'm sure it would have cost me $80,000 to.
We have a special fund put aside for Canadians that glue their eyes shut when on.
No, and in fact, I think Canada will give you the money back when you get it. Anyways, it's just I would imagine from what I hear of your ridiculous healthcare system, which apparently is the greatest.
You would have had to choose if you'd like to keep your eye or half your arm.
No, I don't have to choose anything.
No, here you do. Remember, you have to.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, well, according to Moore, yeah. No, I'm sure it's not that aggressively bad, but
how frequently do you guys put on safety glasses for anything?
Never.
I actually do now when I'm grinding with my Dremel, but I didn't used to. I used to think if I just put my head to the side, it was almost the same.
Can you put some cameras up to see? I want to see what you do during the day to see what you're grinding with safety glasses on.
Me? If I'm making like an RC car part or grinding some.
Pete, I believe you're working on something. I'm talking about the guy in the corner.
What are you talking about right now?
Freshly manicured beard. What are you grinding? What are you making?
Me? You talking to me?
Yeah.
I make shit all the time.
What?
What did I make recently? Yeah. I don't know.
No.
I guess I haven't done anything really recently, but oh yeah, no, I made the arcade, and I had to grind some metal brackets. I put on. Yeah, my Gamma with the 70 games, the Miss Pac-Man and Galaga and all that shit.
Oh,
You didn't see my arcade? Oh, it's awesome. Yeah, I had to grind some shit with that.
I've been wearing safety glasses every waking hour since I was like 9.
Well, yeah, you have an advantage other than your $800 glasses shouldn't be pelted with hot Dremel juice.
Well, but frequently, like I'll just be doing whatever, and like bong, and I go, that would have sucked if I wasn't wearing glasses, you know?
Right. Yeah. But don't you worry about them pitting your fancy glasses?
The glasses are cheap nowadays.
Oh, are they? Okay, I don't know. I
Plus, I'm blind as a bat without them. It's not like I can be like. It'd be way more unsafe if I took these off and put on safety glasses and tried to get blind.
Hey, I can make you some fancy stickers, clear stickers you can place over your lenses, and then just peel them off when you're done. I'll send them to you right away.
Well, by the time they're ready, you can just apply them to me in my coffin, and I'll just.
Right. That's good.
So here's what we learned this week. We didn't have a plan. Derek worked on his pink body in the background. And next week we're going to have a special guest. And we're going to finish in under an hour this week because Pete has to eat a hot dog.
I also have to do whatever he's doing.
Yeah. Jeff, next week we'll guarantee a new hat because I'm really getting tired of looking at that one.
No, I don't even care.
Change it up. No. I know it's winter almost, back to winter.
Yeah, and I can leave my window open when I'm doing this stupid show.
And then Mask Master will be here 4:30 sharp.
He's not leaving. He sleeps. He'll be in the comments from now until next Monday.
Join us.
Look at my screen right now. It's nothing but RC Mask Master. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
But so the new issue will be coming out. We've been dragging our COVID feet, and Jeff's working on tips. He's going to have the best tips I've ever heard in my life. It's probably going to be don't glue your eyes shut. Glasses.
I have one tip already. I haven't written the one tip, but I've thought of it.
I would be
harder to think of them than write
if you wrote the tip already.
I'll Peter mentioned it one show when because remember I did tips for Extreme as well.
I know you've been doing tips a long time. That's why
like 2 decades. You think it's not a big deal to come up with 4 a month, but when you're writing like your 800th tip, you're like, all right, don't stab yourself with a knife in your boxers. Like I don't even know what to write anymore. Anyway, yeah, I have one tip already thought of. So
it's don't stab your junk with a.
I already told it. It's 2 pairs of Lexan scissors. One
Jeff,
sharp and one you can use them for whatever.
Jeff, do you have a pool noodle?
Do I have a pool noodle?
Yeah.
This is going to be good. No.
I've got some RC tips that involve pool noodles. So if you have one, I'll send it to you.
Yeah, but this concerns me because is this going to be one of those tips where you would usually laugh at? You have to tell me the tip now. What's the pool noodle? Let's do this live.
Only Jeff's tips are real tips.
Yeah, it's true. If you're going to say cut a pool noodle and drill holes so you can be a tool holder or something silly like that, then
I don't think it's silly to slice off a chunk of pool noodle and you stick your CA bottle into it so you won't knock it over. I think that's fine.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
I like crafty.
I actually like the tool one, to be honest with you, but
well, he's talking about safety, and that's very important. Safety.
Well, you just don't want to spill your CA on your desk and it gets on your
X-Acto blade cover.
I like the idea, but I would never write that as a tip. But yeah, I do like the idea. Well, because they seem those type tips. And again, I'm not poo-pooing your idea. I think it's brilliant and it should be written by someone. But I don't like those type of tips.
Jeff had the most complicated tip. There was one super long tip that was like a how-to with some tire.
Yeah, how to install a pin gear. You made fun of me, and I had to pull a bunch of what I wrote out because there's actually a lot to properly mounting a pinion gear.
I don't think it was the pinion gear. It was some other tire one that was specific to your Mini Z track or something. Was there a Mini Z tire? There was some freaking tire tip that was.
Oh no, I did the modded inserts where you could grind your foam inserts, reshape them. Maybe that was the one.
I don't know. Complicated. Anyway, Jeff's been writing tips for 20 years, so his tips are the only ones you should read. Don't listen to.
No, I'm not against the Pete tip that he just said. It's just those aren't generally the ones that I do. Now, I mean, there's all kinds. You can put a piece of fuel tubing on your Allen key so you know what size it is. They're all great tips, but those aren't generally the type of tips that I'm usually writing a little bit higher technical.
We have an article, 22 tips that Jeff would never write.
Yeah, I'll even write it. Yeah, that's actually a good article. Well, me and Pete can collab on some ideas.
You me, Pete.
Pete and I. Pete can write it.
Yeah,
I'm not
and
gonna write it anyway.
this weekend's going to work on a manual for any kit. He's going to
Show me the money, Traxxas, and I'll write you a manual.
this weekend. And
Pete, call one of your inside guys at Traxxas. Look, it's 1 hour. Me and Pete got to go.
he found the stickers to send to us.
Yeah, I should show you.
While he's looking, we're out of here. See you next week.
Can I tell
RC
you,
off-road racing got mad at us at the end.
y'all suck. I'm out. You're spelled incorrectly. Talking about nonsense like Seinfeld.
Seinfeld was amazing.
I think he was joking because it was amazing. I use Seinfeld every day. Hey, we're still. This is not the end. It's the end now.
Yeah, but seriously, me and Pete got to